Ball inside the 1. Johnson again. Yep. This time he is hit by Jack Reynolds and knocked backwards, if you can believe that. 11th play in this drive coming up. Anderson will look and throw. Alexander does not get in. They give him a shot there, I don't know. The 49ers don't think he made it. Who's on the bottom of that pile? Jack Reynolds again, number 64. That's a team effort for San Francisco's defense.
Craig Patterson's way to the goal line. He goes in for a 49er touchdown. And the 49ers are leaving the Miami Dolphins far to the rear now.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
This is complete domination. The 49er offense has beaten the Denver Bronco defense every way.
From the 44, they fake it to Floyd. Young to the air, Young to Jerry Rice. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Well, that's quite a statement their defense made. To handle the middle of the football field. And Frank, I have dumbfounded as to what they're doing.
Good move to the outside on Carrington.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. It's here. Football week is finally here. God, we made it. We made it. I didn't know if we would, but we definitely made it. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and give you our 2025 predictions. But before we do all that, of course, we got to pay some bills. So, ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, we're going to pay some bills, run through the intro, and then we'll get the show started. Founded and backed by the GOAT himself, Goat Fuel is a great tasting energy drink without the crash. Use our affiliate link below to save 10% on all Goat Fuel energy drinks. Help out the show and save 10% at the official Niner online store by using our affiliate link in the description below. Go to seatgiant.ca to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. The website again, seatgiant.ca, promo code Niner Faithful Radio. Follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, and at Niner Faithful R on X. All right, ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking.
Weiss has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
You're tuned in to Niner Faithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful.
What's cracking, Captain?
Aloha, faithful. How's everybody doing tonight? Today, whatever time it is, don't care. It's football week.
Yay! It's finally here, bruh. Took long enough.
Yeah, like I was telling my boss, she's not really the biggest football fan and everything, and she was joking about it. Now she's like, how excited are you? I was like, look, everything's better this week. My coffee tastes a little bit better. My food tastes a little bit better. My car makes a little bit less noise when I drive it. All that kind of stuff. Everything is just better now that football season's back.
I was telling because this morning I was like, damn, like I really live for like 18 days a year,
Basically, yeah.
And my birthday, and then this one at least guaranteed. So it's just, I don't know. Everything is just like, I can just go through the motions. There's nothing really, from February to, late February to now there's really nothing to look forward to. You kind of just, live one day at a time. And now it's just kind of more like a focus to the end of the week,
Yeah.
Just knowing I need to get the Sunday, and after Sunday, or at least on Sunday, everything's smooth sailing, and you get to kind of get a little refresh.
But let me pull a Kyle Shanahan. We might all be dead by then. That line with Jimmy. Was it Jimmy that he said that line for? We might all be dead by Sunday, or whatever the hell that he said.
Was it the year we were? I think it's the year we were drafting Trey. He was saying about like, I can't remember. I have to watch it and everything. But yeah,
so low, but it's like, we might all be dead by Sunday. It's like, what are you talking about, Kyle?
And it's so funny because I was watching, I'm starting to get it now, but John Lynch has the fat horseshoe right here.
Yep.
And Kyle's looking significantly older. And so it's just with it, even though it does not look, unfortunately, does not look like we are going to sign KB with KB in the building. Just seeing how much older he's gotten, you know, and
Well, he
just
hasn't
how much
signed
things
anywhere
have
yet. So, I mean,
changed.
it's still a possibility.
I mean, okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. Still a possibility. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and give y'all our season predictions for the 2025 season. I have them right here. I guess I'll go. Jason, do you have yours
I
written
can
down?
pull up the thing that I sent you.
Okay. Yeah, pull it up. All right. If you want to go through yours, I'll go through mine and kind of give thoughts and stuff. It shouldn't be too long of a show today.
I got mine up.
All right, I'll go ahead and we'll go 1, 1, 1, 1. We won't read it each of. Okay, most catches. Jason, go ahead.
I've got Pearsall. Obviously, he'll be, at least what we understand, he's going to be the one consistent factor all year long. BA's obviously, we have no idea when he's coming back. Demarcus Robinson, he'll be back in 3 weeks. Juwan Jennings, we don't know what kind of shape he is, what kind of start he's going to get off to start the season. So I think between Kittle and Pearsall, but I think Purdy seems to have something with Pearsall going right now. So I think he likes that connection. So we'll see how that goes, but I definitely think he'll be the one consistent. But I do think it's going to come down to Pearsall and Kittle. What is up, media? How you doing, brother? As far as to who is going to lead this team in receptions this year.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I'm gonna say something about that towards the end of the show. I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time talking about it, and I don't know how I'm gonna react. So probably like Jason the other day or the other week, just probably best to kind of hold on to it to the end of the show. But I appreciate your condolences, bro. Yeah, I mean, I could see that kind of just it's got to be somebody. I hope it's not CMC just because and CMC it's great, when in doubt, see him out. See out. Yeah, I don't want my running back being my leading, team leading my team.
You still have too many targets for him to lead the team in catches.
But look, I would love nothing more than Ricky to come in and lead the team in receptions and all that and everything. I'm gonna go Kittle Corn just because you and I talked to Jason so much over the last couple years about how is either all time tight end leading tight end yards, the receptions, the touchdowns, and if so much of his career wasn't spent on basically being an extra tackle, basically being our third tackle, really essentially basically our second tackle, because let's be real, we've only had one tackle under Kyle's regime.
Yeah. One lead tackle
for the most part, at least pass block. So until proven otherwise, and let's be real, Kittle, knock on wood, Hail Mary, all that. But Kittle's gotten better as he's gotten.
That he is. He's aged like a fine wine.
And it's more like he is. And it's just one of those things that's like, I remember the one knock Kittle Corn always had in his career was touchdowns. And for being a tight end, he actually did not produce that well in the red zone. And then I want to say it was 2021. I want to say, at least when we started, maybe 22, when we started to transition away from Jimmy. Which, look, I'm going to say this. I don't think Jimmy and Kittle Corn had the best connection. Because his monster year came in 2018 after Jimmy was hurt. Yeah, anyway, that neither here nor there. So I just, until proven otherwise, the leader of this team, Jason, you and I made very clear objectives that the team had to accomplish this offseason. We only did not accomplish one, which I do not blame on the Niners, because we literally, Kyle and John Lynch went to Dre Greenlaw's house to convince him to
They
resign.
did everything but hold
There's
that
nothing more
man's
than
hand and sign the contract for him at that point.
yeah. So to me, besides Brock, maybe even before Brock, priority number 1B was to get George Kittle signed for basically what would be probably his last contract,
Most likely.
in football. And so I think that George Kittle is going to show why. You and I was at training camp, and when I was getting something signed for somebody, people were, Kittle, George. I said, no, everybody has to say it properly. Future Hall of Famer, George Kittle. I said the same thing for Bamba. We're speaking into the executive. Look, Jason, you built the bus a few years ago, brother. Yes, and it jump on the bandwagon and say, you know what, bro, you're right. Yes. I'm. Look, this is why everybody's obviously been asking me, hey, what do you think about the team? How you doing? And I've given my thoughts to y'all plenty of times as far as don't bury us early in the year. Even with this one, we'll talk more on Friday. I'm actually really truthfully torn. I'm actually really torn about Sunday. Just because look, on paper we should whoop the shit out of them. But it's week 1, bro. Shit happens.
And this is going to be where we get the crazy upsets and just people sometimes just aren't quite in sync and everything.
Only bad thing for you. Yeah, no, it's. I'm really impressed. That's my most optimism, because clearly we're transitioning. I don't think the window's closed, and I'm gonna clip it once I can get this laptop to actually work enough to get me to download and do things I need to do to clip it. Where Kittle said they talked about the window's closed, George. He goes, well, that's the thing about windows. You can just throw a chair through them and break them right open.
One of the best fucking quotes of all time.
Bro, I'm getting look at my. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but look at my arms, bro. I got straight goosebumps just to fucking
that's not
about
even just necessarily like a football quote kind of thing. Like, that's a life one. Just because the door is closed or window's closed, don't mean you can't kick that bitch down.
Yeah, exactly. So fucking, and that fits into and this is right when Steve Young said my next favorite Super Bowls aren't won, they're taken from bloody hands. Yeah. Steve Young talked about that. But anyway, I'm Kittle corn all the way. I think that he's going to, Jason's been saying it. I started saying it last year. I think that this is truly, truly when everybody starts having the conversation and starts saying, future Hall of Famer George Kittle. I do believe this year you'll start to really hear it go. Not just among the faithful, but you'll see Greg Olsen if he does a Niners game.
Yeah.
He might start talking about something. Kittle is the greatest of all time,
And they are good friends, though. I mean, there'd be a little bias coming from Olsen because, like I said, they are friends. So it's a little bias coming from him. But yes, he probably would say something like that.
Even if for those, look, I know there are a lot of people, and I will admit if Kelsey was a Niner, I'd say, hey, Kelsey's 2 rings are calling,
Yeah.
I would say fuck you. I would say fuck you, Brett Jones 3.
Yeah.
Say ring, motherfucker. Just saying. Brett says, oh, okay. So, Kittle has a monster game. Could y'all not just see that? I could totally see it. Him just,
Oh.
So
I haven't looked to see who the announcers are.
Yes, it's just spoiler alert to y'all. All my receiving, picks this year are all Kittle corn. Jason, most receiving yards.
Most receiving yards, I've got Kittle. I think he'll break those big. I think he'll break 1K and he'll get tons of yards. The after catch on his will be great.
Joe Davis, nice. I was gonna ask you. I'm gonna probably. Well, We'll talk off air on Friday because obviously I know certain things will be different because you're going to the game. But anyway, what's the weather going to be like?
Nice. It's gonna be like 75 degrees, cloudy and 75.
Okay, I was curious.
If you want to talk to me, you might want to do it tonight because I can't promise with everything that's gonna be going on Friday night. So there's a whole lot going on this weekend, man.
It's shit, I totally forgot. Yeah, there's the Chapmans come in and totally forgot about all that. Yeah, okay. Well, then after the show we'll talk just real quick. Kittle Corn, mine as well. I got Kittle Corn. I'm with you, Jason. I honestly, bro, I think he's gonna go off fucking week.
I hope so. I really do.
I think it's gonna be one of those things that if you're hopeful and you think, which I think as y'all hear about our records, you would think we're pretty optimistic, and everything like that. I think there's been a lot of noise about how young we are and everything like that. But I think the most optimistic faithful is relying on our stars to be stars. George Kittle be George Kittle, CMC to be CMC, Brock Purdy to be Brock Purdy. From the jump, why the young players, get their feet wet. I think Kittle Corn starts out from week one and announces that, like,
my year.
We're still that team. Receiving touchdowns, Jason. I don't actually see. Okay, yeah, there's
I've got Kittle with 12. I think this is the year we finally, maybe start using Kittle in the red zone. I feel like I've said this for about the last decade, kind of a situation. But I mean, I'm just hoping that this is finally the year that we realize that we have one of the best offensive weapons for the red zone in the history of the NFL, and we've underused him his entire career. Can we finally use Kittle in a manner that benefits him and this team?
I think it's going to, because let's be real. Early part before we got CMC, Kyle just relied on Debo.
Yeah.
I think also 2020, especially 2023, it was, CMC, the CMC show. I think now, almost out of necessity, Kyle's going to have to rely on Kittle Corn.
Yeah.
Luke Farrell will help. I do believe that too. And to Kyle's point, we've wanted to use Kittle Corn more as a receiver. Just unfortunately, we haven't had the blocking tight end to allow Kittle Corn to be what he is. When you're relying on Ross Dwelly as your tight end too.
But I mean, we all know it's kind of been a disservice.
I love Ross. I love Ross Foss, but he's not a number 2 tight end. At least not a blocking tight end. All right, yeah, I got Kittle Corn. I'm with you, Jason. I didn't do a actual stats prediction, but I'm with you. I'm predicting a monster, touchdown production season from Kittle Corn. Passing yards for Brock, over under 4,200 or 4,300.
Under. Only because I'm thinking these first couple of weeks when our wide receiving core is not the greatest, maybe we run the ball a little bit more. Plus, you add in the addition of Brian Robinson. We don't have to go to the air as much. We have 2 number 1 running backs on this team. Can we use CMC just a little bit? Just 65%. I'd be okay with 6. I prefer 60, but 65 is a good number to have him on the field 65% of the time.
Even in a close game, like obviously, overall. No, we were specifically talking about receiving. Overall, it probably is going to be. I didn't ask overall. It probably is going to. I distinguished it receiving and rushing. I didn't do overall. Probably would be CMC when you add the couple that he's going to. And with the young defense, I think this is the one thing I'm hoping that Kyle does. And how much have we bitched about him stopping running the ball? I think the number one thing we could do to help and most the most advantageous thing for Kyle to do to help his football team, especially early in the year, is run the ball and keep our young defensive off the field.
I mean, that's basic football at the same time. You know what I mean? It's just
Right. Right.
I mean, it means more this year because of how young we're going to go on the defense, but it's just like that should almost be, coaching level 1. Like we walk in the door, hey man, how you want your team to be good? Run the fuck out of the ball and control the clock. I mean, you're going to win more games that way.
I sometimes I wonder, going through just if some of these great defensive teams over the history of the NFL have been great defensive teams, or their offensive had just been elite, like Baltimore, for example. Is Baltimore like Baltimore is legit, like it is a great defense, but how much of that is running with Ray Rice, and Lamar.
Yep.
You feel me? Like how much is the other team just doesn't touch the fucking ball, And they're, anyway, I'm with you, brother. That to me is football 101. All right, we got next Brock 35. I know this is a really high number, but 35 over or under touchdowns for Brock. Passing touchdowns.
I'm taking the under again. Like I said, I'm thinking these first 3 weeks are going to gimp a lot of things. And even when Demarcus Robinson comes back, it's not like we're going to all of a sudden have the greatest show on turf kind of a thing, offense, just randomly show up again, even with his dude. Will it get better? Yes. Like right now, if you look at our starting receivers, Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings, you've probably got maybe 15 to 20, best receiving core in the league. You get Demarcus Robinson back and a healthy BA, and that's to be determined also. We probably shoot up to somewhere in the top 10. But right now, we've got a mid to bottom tier receiving core on this team. So again, I think a lot of this.
Look, I'm not
Kim Brock.
I'm not sold on our receiving core, bro. I'm just not. I'm not sold on our receiving core because, look, I would say I'm a fair optimist when it comes to the Niners, right? I would say I'm fairly optimistic.
Yeah.
But we saw what BA was without training camp last year. Just remove the injury. So you're going to add the fact that this man has not taken a snap of football since October of last year.
Yep.
Okay. Assuming just healthy guess, it's going to be October. Just 1 year, give or take. Just at the earliest, October, week 6. Okay, cool. And then off of that, coming from not just the ACL, Jason, but an MCL.
Yep. Which I don't think people realize that. They stop at ACL. 90% of the conversation you hear, they stop at ACL. It's like, wait a minute, calm down. There was more than just that, right? Like, I don't think people realize how bad of an injury it really was. It wasn't just a simple ACL.
Look, the reason Juwan Jennings is because Brian Ayuk. Because I believe put a gun to the Niners' head. I believe they believe Brandon Ayuk ain't going to be the same player.
They don't say it again. You kind of got quiet there.
I said, I put a gun to the Niners' head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe they believe Brandon Ayuk comes back as the same player.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
that's exactly. Basically, let's be real. That's the reason why Juwan Jennings does not have a contract right now.
Why would that?
Right.
So I'm not following you on this one. Why would they not pay Jennings then?
Injury factor. I think the Niners are done paying receivers. I do.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. That makes sense. Going that way.
I do. I think that you're seeing a significant philosophy shift when look at this for positive and negative. Media said it best. Getting business handled early in the offseason this year. Although the CJ West situation was weird, but that was a league-wide weird situation. That wasn't a Niners
Oh, you mean Alfred
weird
Collins?
situation. After Collins. I
Yeah,
said
yeah.
CJ West. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
Alfred
mean,
Collins.
people were like,
That was
why?
league-wide.
No, there's not a single second rounder. Why y'all get mad at him? It was a complete change to everything.
He said they'll need money for Pearsall in a few years.
Maybe.
I don't even want to think about that right
Money
now,
for
media.
Jake.
Just because.
Sorry, media. I'm sorry, brother.
Oh damn!
Uh,
Hey, they said they're gonna take the money from
sorry,
Jacob Cowley.
I couldn't help myself on that one, man.
Oh, damn. Oh, bro. Fuck, dude. That's cold. Jason. That's hella cold.
I was a little
bro.
low on that one. I'm not even gonna lie. I apologize for that one.
Fuck, that was fucked up, bro. Yeah. Anyway. Fuck, that hella threw me off. Yeah, I'm under. I'm under. Look, fuck media. I'm under, bro. Like if Brock is throwing the ball enough to be able to get 35 passing touchdowns, I got some concerns with the way the season's turning out, Jason.
I wouldn't necessarily have concerns. I'm just wondering what kind of offense we're running if he's throwing that much. You know what I mean? Like I said, is that when DeMarcus Robinson comes back and BA comes back, they're both healthy, and we're just clicking? Then I'm like, all right, I'm down for it.
Or is that an offense with the defense that's giving up 32
exactly?
points a game?
We got to see what's coming out.
That's probably the sign of a defense that's giving up 32 points a game. More than every miracle of this offense. Just damn, it's the 2023 offense all over again. I think it's the latter more than the former. But anyway, let me see. We got CMC over or under 1,200 yards rushing.
Under. And I'm only saying under because even though I think, again, these first month or so, we're going to run the shit out of the ball, hopefully, I still don't think he's going to get the amount of carries because, one, we've got Brian Robinson there. We still got Isaac Guerrero, who I think they're just going to slowly work him back in. And what I mean slow is I think Jordan James is going to jump him on the depth chart, at least for a while, until Guerrero kind of figures out how the hell to stay healthy. So I don't know if we need to wrap him and, just put him on ice for a little while, for like a month or so. But I do believe Jordan James is going to end up taking some of those carries away from him. And that, like I said, then that goes away, takes it away from CMC as well. I think he'll get close, like 1,100. Brian Robinson gets 600. That's 17. That's a 1,700-yard rushing attack for the year. I'm okay with that.
You put 9,000, but I think you meant 900.
I've changed it, my idea.
So I got. Hold on. What did I put? I put under as well, just because everything you said and. Look,
what's up, Bird? How you doing, brother?
None. Like I'm being a little hyperbole here, but I want CMC to get like 15 fourth quarters snaps all year. I don't even see the reason why to play the man in the fourth quarter,
unless we're playing Seattle down by a touchdown.
Well,
I
don't want look. As much as I was screaming MVP and all those things and wrapped up in my emotional in the game, I don't want to see the 4-touchdown Arizona game because a 4-touchdown Arizona game is unnecessary. There's not enough why CMC needs to be having 4 fucking touchdowns. He just doesn't need to carry the ball enough to get that many things. Leading right into our next question, y'all know what's going to come. Jason and I both are on the same page. CMC 1,000. No. And mine, same philosophy. I hope he doesn't get enough carries to be 1,000, and I don't think he will be. Now, this might be a little bit more hope than an actual belief in what will happen, but I have a lot more belief in that a lot more to back up my belief in it this year than in.
And I think
in
every
years
other
past.
year I've picked yes, simply because CMC has the talent to be able to do it, and this offense can run through him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, he could do that here again. But this is the first year I'm saying no to it, just because again, we legitimately have Brian Robinson back there to help. We've got to use him, or else it's a complete waste of a trade.
Unless he's going to be more towards the end of the year, because it's the point, Jason. Because I think the best we'll see from CMC as far as production is concerned was 2020.
Yeah, by far, easily.
I think that will be the best CMC is in a Niner career. Yeah. As far as individual production, MVP status. Let's be real. Take the Niner hats off, bruh. CMC was the most valuable player in 2023. Yeah. It's just a fucking quarterback award. But I'm okay. I still don't think that's a bad thing, because I'd rather get a little bit less production, but more freshness 100%. And a better version of CMC later in the
year. Can we get,
you know what I'm saying?
Can we get to 12, 13 games wins kind of a situation, and he takes, as media put up, 10 to 15 less snaps per game, and we still get that same value or same amount of wins? Yes, absolutely. Think about how much fresher he'll be for the playoffs, Super Bowls, all that kind of shit. So yeah, 100%.
Because it's to the point, I don't need to be chanting MVP week 7 or week 3 against the Cardinals. I need to be chanting MVP when he's holding up the Lombardi in the end zone at Levi's. That's when I want to be chanting MVP.
100%.
Media, I think, was a great point. What do you think about this, Jason? 10 to 15 snaps a game for Robinson?
If we run the ball 40 times, 15 to 18. If we're, I'd say yeah. I want him closer to 20 snaps, maybe 10 to 15 carries.
Look, I think we can have both of the same world, because I think what nobody's talking about is, and also might extend Juice's career, because let's be real, Juice had a down season last year to his standards. We're underestimating the ability to have them both in the backfield at the same time. Whoop-de fucking do. I mean, am I gonna buy one? No. I'm beyond the jersey buying demographic, but it's what Jason and I thought it was. When Jason sent them to me, or I watched the video and we were talking about it in the group chat, the NFR group chat. We were basically like, bro, they're what we fucking thought they were. All they did was add gold trim to the black jerseys.
Which to me is still basic as fuck. I'm sorry, they're basic as fuck uniforms. You were lazy, you threw gold on the old ones, and you changed the helmet. It took you 10 minutes to figure that shit out.
So look, I'm not a New Jersey guy, whatever. I get it. It would look really shitty if you were to use gold.
But that's your color, though.
What can you? But I look. I get it, Jason. I get it. I get it. What the fuck? What kind of? You're not going to do another version of red. So what other color are you supposed to use? So I get it. But if you ask, hey, TJ, what's more likely to get you to go out and buy a jersey? These black jerseys, which is saying something, y'all, because let's be real. The jersey colors are NFR colors. Black, red, and gold.
Yeah.
Right, Jason? Am I right or wrong, Jason? I mean, how many years have you argued with me over using black in our logo? So like aesthetic wise, look, those I would love those jerseys, but I would, if you're asking me what would motivate me more to buy a jersey, would wait,
no, I did not know that until media told me that either. So they're wearing the normal, like they're not the teams that are playing each other are not necessarily both wearing their rivalry jerseys when they play, which is fucking stupid. At least have the two teams play each other in their rivalry jersey. That's just
I know
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like that's so stupid that I didn't even think that was like I didn't even think about that. I was just like, oh yeah, they're both gonna win.
Yeah, I didn't realize that
just-
because I figured it was a
that's
foregone
what's gonna
conclusion. Like they're gonna wear them when we play each other. Common sense.
What would motivate me more to buy a jersey than these is if they brought the jerseys Jason and I talked about. The 96 to what was it?
Yeah,
08,
those ones would be
07.
nice. Or go fucking old school. Bring some
That's what I'm
silver
saying.
back.
I would go buy a jersey. If I was gonna go buy a jersey, it would be that one.
They said go original colors with
You know,
silver
more
and,
than-
and red.
and
I would have
yellow.
loved to seen some silver put in there a little bit.
Go back to
Yeah.
our original colors. I'm down. I'm down. Yeah, I'm down. All right, running through it real quick. Brock over under 15
I'm
picks.
going to say over. And I know this sounds like a broken record. He's going to push things at the beginning of the year and maybe even push things towards the end, trying to work Ayuk back in kind of a situation. So, they're going to be out of sync. So I could see a couple interceptions on both ends to push it over 15. I wouldn't, like I said, I can easily see it getting over 15.
I'm gonna go under just because I don't think we're gonna have the passing the ball enough, hopefully, to have Brock. But I think it's gonna be close. Like if he ended up with 14, wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me at all. Brock over under 500 rushing yards. I went over. I think he's going to run the ball more this year because we're not. I think it's going to take a second for him and the receivers to get on the same.
And he's
page.
just so smooth with it.
But also I think what to get back to your point, Jason, on if Brock goes 15, more than 15 or more picks, trying to force the ball to Ricky.
I don't even think it's Ricky.
I could see that.
See, I think he's fine with Ricky. I think it's going to be some of the other guys, especially if we have, say, Juwan's not ready, and we got to go more with somebody like a Jordan Watkins week 1, Russell Gage, MVS guys he's not in sync with.
I think it's going to be Russell.
And
Gage.
then again, once BA comes back, are we going to try and? I could see a game where BA comes back, where it's just like the Debo game last year, where we force fed the fuck out of him, and everybody just said we're done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're trying here and nothing is working. I honestly could see a game like that where Brock throws 2 or 3 picks, just trying to get BA back into sync with everything, and it just ends up being terrible. I could see it.
Okay. Last couple. Team leader in picks.
Green.
Jason. I put Demo.
I think they're going to go away from Debo.
I think this is where. See, this is the thing. I think that this is the year Demo establishes himself to the league. Kind of like how I'll never forget this. So with my Grammy dying of Alzheimer's, there's been a lot of talk about memory, amongst my family and everything, and memories and stuff. And I'll never forget when Bam Bam had the pick 6 against the Yams in 2019, and me looking at Mama Debbie and saying Fred Warner just became the best linebacker in football. I think that this, maybe not the best corner in football, but kind of how we started to speak All-Pro Fed into existence before he actually became All-Pro Fed. I think that the last year was like the year where we were all on Demo. I think this year is the year he actually gets his flowers and everything like that. Bosa over or under 13 sacks. What did I pick? I picked under 2. I think he gets something like 12.
I think it's between 10 and 12. And that's not a diss on Bosa. I just think we're going to have so many people coming from so many different directions that takes away 5 or 6 from him throughout the year.
And see, this is the problem, is because I think Nick, what was it? It was 21 when he almost set the sack record, right? That's probably going to be Nick Bosa's best year.
More than likely, yeah.
But I think why Nick Bosa is, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this might be a contract year for him.
I thought it was next year, but I thought it was next year.
Okay. Well, I meant contract as in like we're not. Nick Bosa's not going into the year next year without a contract. Like that's what I meant. Like this is the
Let me
year
double check that real quick.
Bosa puts it on. Yeah, but anyway, I believe next year, 2026 would be his last year. He would be a free agent after the 2026 year. But to me, why Bosa is still Bosa?
2028.
What when he's a free agent? Okay, cool.
I
So we're
didn't
both
realize
wrong. But
it was
anyway,
that long of a contract.
what I think,
I thought it was shorter than that.
yeah, Steve just said it. I didn't either.
And what's up, Steve? How you doing, brother?
So
Thanks for
to
showing
me, Bosa is going to prove why he's Bosa. It like circa look at the second Seahawks game, the one in at Levi's last year. The second Nick Bosa left the field and got hurt and hurt his oblique. That's the second that basically our season truly collapsed.
I also don't want to see Nick Bosa stop.
Like that's when the Seahawks started their comeback.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's when the Seahawks came back and won. That's after the fiasco in Green Bay, the fiasco in Buffalo. I think that's when truly the season collapsed. And so that to me is that Nick Bosa is the damn dude of the defense, not because he's going to get 15 sacks. It's just his impact on plays that you don't see. The fact that the offensive line has to set their protection. Their entire protection scheme is focused on stopping Nick Bosa.
I said, my biggest thing with Bosa is I don't want to see him softly caressing a quarterback's arm and guiding him to the sideline like he did Baker Mayfield last year. Just rip that fucker's arm off. I don't give a fuck who it is.
Yeah.
I better not see that shit again.
You know what? At the end of the day, I'll take what Ronnie Lott said. Sometimes you need a 15-yarder.
Exactly. But I'm still mad at that. We could have won that. We should have won that game.
Yeah.
Did we win that game?
Yeah, that's look, bro. Like there's a lot of, and this is the thing about what the most frustrating thing about is if the season goes sideways, it's going to be games like that. Like it's going to be games like that.
I got it mixed up.
That's the
For some reason, I thought we lost that game. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. I think we won that one.
Honestly, should have. Jake Moody should have missed that field goal, bro.
We still don't have a punter. Or no, we signed one.
Let's go, baby. Jake Moody.
We did.
All pro punter. Let's go.
Fucking A, man.
But fucking A. I'm thinking under just because let's be real. I would accept if Huff led the team in sacks, honestly. Because that would mean that the defense truly has the 1-2 punch that we've been looking at since Nick Bosa and D Ford. Yeah. If Bryce Huff leads the Niners in sacks this year, that truly means we have our 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
And then that excites me. Last two, team MVP, I got Bam Bam, Jason
Kittle. Breakout year, Kittle. Breakout year for the best tight end in the history of the NFL. Take that as you will.
Yep. If let's be real, if I told you there's co-captains and it's Bam Bam and Kittle, would that surprise you?
Co-captains or co-winners?
Oh, I'm sorry, co-MVP.
Oh no, it wouldn't surprise me. Not at all.
Not at all. And rookie of the year, Jason?
I think it's going to be one of the defensive linemen. I don't know which one is going to break out, but I think it's going to be one of the three.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm actually going to name a Pacific player. I said this. Look, I know the sexy trend for rookie of the year is Upton Strout.
Yeah.
And truly, if you ask me from what I physically saw with my own eyes, it would be Upton Strout just because Upton Strout was making more plays throughout camp. But I'm telling you the same way. I won't make the proclamation I did last year with Dominic Pooney. But remember last year, Jason, when I said that if Dominic Pooney can turn a strength into a weakness into a strength, or just not have it be a weakness, that this team would be Super Bowl contenders?
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. If CJ West can turn the biggest weakness of this defense, let's be real, since D'Amico Ryans left in 2022, when we had the number one run defense, or the number one defense and number one run defense. If he can turn it into a strength, I won't say that we'll be Super Bowl contenders, but that's why I believe he'll be MVP, because he'll make the most impact.
Fair.
And people like you and I who study the Niners and really dive deep into this shit will say, sure, Upton Strout might lead the team in picks. You know, he might have the sexy stats or whatever. But if this season does go on to be what we want it to be, I think that that real football people will be praising CJ West. I truly believe that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Like I said, I think
But it could be Alfred Collins. It could be Valadez. It could be Huff. You know, well, he's not a rookie. But anyway, it could be any of the rookies this year. Truthfully, honestly. It could be all of them. Let's be real. I hope it's all of them.
You get a trophy. You get a trophy. What is this, a participation trophy?
Yeah, I know, right? I hope this is how we talked about Dwight Hicks in the hot licks in the 81 draft, setting up the secondary that won. I hope that this is the same equivalent, except it's just for the D-line. You know, we talk about this being the D-line that set up the Niners defense for the next fucking decade.
100%.
Jason, record? I took my phone now. I forgot what you said.
11-6.
I got 12-5. I look, truthfully, part of me really, really actually wanted to say 10-7.
Yeah.
You know, I would, but 10-7 to 12-5 is definitely my range. I think 12-5 is optimistic. You know, everything kind of goes right. Kind of
such a young team.
A little reachy. Yeah, a little reachy. But
not impossible. I don't think it's impossible by any stretch.
We're gonna have to pull out some out of our ass. Like we would have to sneaky a place for us to play, and a team we struggle against is Indy. We would have to pull out like a sneaky win in Indy.
Depending on how you look at New Orleans, how high you are. I'm not sure how New Orleans is going to be with Rattler at quarterback.
I believe we're favored.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you know, with him being a new quarterback and everything, let's see how, you know what I mean? Like, we'll see how that's going to go.
New Orleans is a tough place to play. Like, the first 2 weeks, truthfully, honestly, scared me, bro. Because New Orleans, for a young team, Brock's first start there, you know, in the Superdome, everything, like New Orleans is
it's a loud place, too. There's a lot going on in New Orleans.
That's what I'm saying. Truthfully, honestly, gun to my head, I think if you ask us the first two games, I think we split them. I think we win week 1, and I think we lose week 2.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, for the first 3, I wouldn't be surprised if we were 1-2 coming out of it going into week 4. To be honest, that's perfectly honest. Again, young team, still melding together. You know, now you don't want to have them falling. Like if we were competitive in all 3 games and we ended up being 1-2, I'd be less worried than if we just got absolutely destroyed and it looked like we had no idea what we were doing on defense, on the defensive line side of the ball.
Like week 1, you say some fluke shit. I would like that's what was my curiosity, because let's be real, the Bears, it was a fluke weather, you know, but we're not going to have the weather. But you say it's a last team with the ball wins and they get the ball and our young defense just can't hold up.
Okay.
Week 1.
Yeah, I can see that. That's
not. I don't see us losing the first, going 0-2. But yeah, if you told me realistically, I hate to say it, but the 2 division games, bro.
Yeah.
Lose Seattle, beat New Orleans, lose to Arizona home opener, which we're wearing fucking white at home. And look, y'all already know how I feel about wearing white at home. I fucking hate when we wear white at home.
We're only wearing red
but yeah,
times the entire season. Did you know that? It's only 6
do
times.
you know? So to wear our normal red jerseys, we have to wait all the way until November.
Yep. That's nuts. But I understand it. You don't want to be in those darker colors when it's hot down there. It makes sense. I mean, I know it sucks, but I understand the reasoning behind it.
You know what this is? This is preparation for the Arizona game last year. And what I've told everybody is we have had a mild summer here. And I told everybody, I said get ready for barbecuing on Christmas.
Yeah. That's kind of what a lot of people up here have been talking about the same thing. It's been very mild here. I'm going to be wearing shorts and sandals come December.
Yep, it's going to be get ready to barbecue on Christmas. Yep. All right, Jason. Final thoughts as we get ready?
I'm excited for this week. I've already told my boss I'm 95% checked out of work this week. Don't fucking ask me to do anything important. In case anybody who doesn't watch now, I will be doing this show from somewhere in Seattle. I have not yet decided where. I may pull Lombardi and just walk around downtown Seattle and talk. I haven't figured that out exactly. That'll be Friday night. Saturday, I will try to post lives and pictures as much as possible. I will be at the Invasion. Then I will be after the Invasion. I will be going over to Chapman's party over at the press box. Then Sunday morning, I'm going to be hanging out with the.
I have a beer for me, bro.
Will do. Sunday morning, I'm not doing Chapman's thing this year. I'm going to be doing it with the 408. So I will be looking for your boy Abdul or not Abdul, Abul. Abel. I don't know why I keep saying Abdul, but Abel, I will be looking to him like, hey, man, what's up? TJ says hi. So I'll be partying with them and the people and all those guys. So that'll
shots
be cool
for me.
Yep.
Don't get as drunk as I was last year.
I can't wait to go to the game. Obviously, the front row tickets are going to be absolutely insane. We're only about 40 feet or so from where the team runs out the tunnel. If they score a touchdown there,
crazy, bro.
Look, let's be honest. You're probably going to see my fat ass on TV. Honestly, you're probably going to see me on TV if you score a touchdown.
We're going to see you on TV.
So,
we're going to see you on TV. All right, brother. So yeah, we'll catch all those videos. Say what's up to Chapman. Say what's up to everybody. Press box is where we went for the thing on Sunday.
That's where we were for the for both the party
for both
the night before and the tailgate.
Awesome. All right, brother. Hold on. I'm just gonna run through the outro and shit, and I'll
be right back on. One love.
Yee. All right, y'all. Thanks, Jason, for tuning in. We shall see y'all Friday. Can't wait. Oh, baby, it's finally here. I'm so fucking juiced. Honestly, I'm kind of glad that I work Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday just to prevent the time from dragging on too much. Because by the time Saturday rolls around, I'm going to see my dad. I'm rolling blunts. I'm ready, Freddy, on Saturday. So it's all about getting to Saturday for me. All right, y'all. We shall see y'all Friday. Till then, faith, love, and happiness.